What's up, everybody? Happy Friday. How's everybody? Make sure everything is set up okay. How are you guys? So, let me know if you guys can hear me okay. I'm trying not to have this big giant microphone like but still want you guys to be able to hear me. So this is good afternoon. This is April. And I am with astrolada.com, and I have your weekly horoscope / celebrity coffee talk. So through the horoscope this Friday, through the next Friday, and then we're going to use a celebrity chart, celebrity astrology as examples of what you can see through astrology, how it plays out in real life. Okay, a bit of a robot echo. That's not cool. Well, you guys know, well, maybe I'll just have to have this phone like right up in my grill anyway, in order for you guys to hear me. Mercury is still in shadow. So if there's any, if there's any like not so great stuff with technology going on, then blame Mercury. We're almost there though, guys. We're almost there to the point where Mercury is out of shadow period. I'd say give it a few days. Yeah. Okay, the stream is bad. Okay, so okay, is it lagging or something? I know it looks kind of like blurry over here. Okay, hey, what's up, Deja? What's up, everybody? Okay, so I'm just gonna continue on. Just let me know if there's anything that's like really super disruptive with the broadcast. You guys are saying it's blurry. I really don't know what to do about that. I have my so I don't know what I can really do about that live. So hopefully it starts clearing up. Anyway, hope you guys are doing okay on this Friday, and we are in the middle of Taurus season. Happy Taurus season, you guys. The sun entered Taurus last week. So hope everybody is enjoying that. So how is everybody doing as far as Mars in a conjunction with Pluto in the sign of Capricorn? Oh my gosh, as far as celebrity stuff, have you guys been seeing the stuff that's been going on in the news, like as far as people getting into big trouble? That is due to Mars and the Mars and Pluto conjunction in Capricorn. Most definitely. And also with it making a sextile to Jupiter in Scorpio. And you guys know Jupiter in Scorpio is about Jupiter blows things up, right? Like on a projector screen kind of. And Scorpio is the truth, the hidden truth, secrets, taboo secrets. So what happens? Mars digs it out. Mars and Pluto exposes, and so does Jupiter in Scorpio. So crazy stuff, right? So speaking of that, yes, I am going to, I'm just going to cover the astrology of Nas and Kelis, his ex-wife, who's also a singer, to see what's going on because, wow. Yes, she did an interview yesterday and she was just like, I've got time today. Okay, you guys know the little song, Today I Got Time, cuz yes, that was that was her yesterday in that interview, just firing off all kinds of things about Nas, and it's pretty interesting stuff. So we'll look at them in astrology and see what's bringing this about. What was it? How was their relationship? Through their through their astrology charts. We'll take a look at that. So also Venus is in Gemini. That's still lingering. That just came into play a couple days ago. How are you guys enjoying that? If people feeling more witty, sharing memes, joking around a little bit more? Yeah. The only thing I don't really care for with Venus and Gemini is Gemini rules the lungs, and like Gemini energy tends to bring about allergies. And if you notice, because Gemini rules the breathing, and if you know Geminis, I know a lot of them, okay, very close to me. They're always sneezing and having allergies and asthma and, all this stuff. And so Venus and Gemini can maybe bring that out for some people. I don't know. I'm ruled by Venus. And so this is my ruling planet going into Gemini. So if I'm a little stuffy and, you know, a little rough, raspy, then that's why. So my apologies in advance. But anyway, yeah, so Venus is in Gemini. Let me know how you guys are enjoying that energy. Eddie says, I'm feeling nice. Yes. Michelle says, my son is a Gemini, asthma, allergies. I know. Patricia says, I work with someone who does loud throat clearing sounds. Ooh, yeah, I hear you on that. Yeah, my husband's a Gemini, moon and Venus in the 6th house of health. So allergies are something that I have to help him with every year. And one of my best friends is a Gemini rising with the 3rd house moon. Oh my gosh, she sneezes like all the time, like Tasmanian. When I think of Gemini, I think of air, literally like tornadoes whipping around and like whipping all this stuff in the air. And that's why they're always like sneezing all the time. Poor Geminis. We all get a little taste of your energy and suffer along with you guys at some points, right? So anyway, but what else is going on? Well, the only major astrology event that we're going to cover for this coming week is the full moon in Scorpio. Yes, full moon in Scorpio. We have that in a couple of days. And so we're going to go through every sign and talk about how it's going to affect every sign. What else is lingering? Uranus is entering the 29th degree of Aries, the very last degree of Aries. So, but it's not like, oh my gosh, it's the finalization. No, because there are retrogrades every single year of Uranus goes retrograde. So it will retrograde and go back into Aries in November. Okay, so whatever is going on right now with this critical degree of Uranus and Aries, we may see a repeat of it in November, and then again in the beginning of 2019 when it starts to progress forward. So wherever Aries is at in your chart, there's, yeah, kind of a finalization of things, but it's not going to be completely over. And whatever matters that you are going to be addressing that are related to that part of your life, there may be to be addressed again in the future. Okay, so but yes, I guess for a little bit we can celebrate for a little bit. Uranus, you know, doing its last cleanup of things, I guess, in the sign of Aries, last zaps of lightning bolts in that area of your life. As for me, as a Scorpio, I'm looking forward to it leaving my 6th house of work and daily routines alone for a little bit, because it doesn't matter what it is in life. When you've got this crazy planet in your house of your daily routine and plans, anytime I make a plan, it's like a joke to the universe. I'm telling you, Uranus laughs. Okay, he laughs his butt off at me making plans, me scheduling things, me saying, oh yeah, giving a deadline for things. No. Uranus is like, yeah, I think he really laughs like a mad scientist and then goes, throws. So wherever Aries is at, wherever Uranus is hanging out in your chart, you're going to be relieved for a little bit of the madness that he's causing in that area. So for Aries, it's your everyday life, your whole existence. You'll have a little break from the madness, but it's just a small one. Trust me. So anyway, that critical degree. And then plus we've got, you know, Mars and Pluto together in Capricorn, making a square, at least by sign, to the to Uranus and Aries. So this does tend to bring about some odd changes, things that are enforced, like people forcing and trying to enforce things. And it could bring some things that are suddenly changing and that are shocking and surprising. I mean, we have stuff like that every day, but I think there will be a little bit more of an increase of it as we get closer to Uranus entering Taurus and leaving Aries for a little bit. And speaking of that, we have a webinar that I'm hosting and Lada is co-hosting regarding the shift of Uranus into Taurus, what to expect. We're going to touch on a little bit Mercury and all that. We're going to also touch on every single sign, every house, the house cusps, the aspects to your personal planets, all of that stuff, how it will affect you. So we're going to be hosting this on May 6th, 2018. So it's just a little over a week from now. And it is at a discounted price up until May 1st. Okay, so if you sign up to participate in the webinar before May 1st, it is going to be at a discounted price. Even after May 1st, you can still sign up. Hey, even after May 6th when we go live, you can still purchase the webinar and download it and watch it and participate. It'll be up on the site, I'm sure, for a long time. So make sure you guys check it out. The information is below to where you can go and sign up for that webinar. And we are going to be not sending you a horoscope, a personal like horoscope write-up. But if you purchase a webinar and you sign up for it, you can email me or Lada, and we can send you a list of the most important aspects over the next 8 years that Uranus will make for you. And so you can listen to the ones that we're going to cover in the webinar to, you know, get a feel for how it's going to affect you and when by these dates. And I'm working very hard on getting these out to you guys before the webinar. So if you've already sent me an email, you haven't gotten anything back yet, please bear with me. My email has exploded, okay? Exploded due to this webinar, but that is not a complaint, honey, because I am excited that all of you guys want to know what's happening with Uranus and Taurus, and I'm so glad to be able to help out with the insights. So yeah, so Uranus and Taurus, you know, check below in the little description area to see how you can sign up for it. And I'll be hosting once again. So yeah. Anyhow, but yeah, for right now though, that critical degree of Uranus and Aries, you guys, woo, it's a little crazy. So what else is going on? Well, that's the most major things that are still lingering right now is, you know, Mars conjunct Pluto. The exact conjunction was April 26th. We're on April 27th right now. So let us know, you guys, like, did anything crazy happen to any of you guys yesterday or today? Did anybody feel like explosive? And like, I did get a couple of DMs and messages from like friends and clients and study buddies saying that they were really feeling some kind of way yesterday, some really intense feelings of like pressure, lots of pressure, and like, oh my gosh, what's going on right now in the universe, what's going on energetically. I feel so intense, and like I just want to, you know, punch a wall or something, like start pulling a Boys in the Hood, just start punching the air. Wave my fist up above at the universe. What's going on? What for me? People were feeling that right now. So Violet says, somebody harassed me in the street. Violet, I'm so sorry to hear that. Where is Capricorn at in your chart? Oh my gosh. Michelle says, my job is under my skin. I feel forced out because I'm standing my ground. Where is Capricorn for you, Michelle? Is it in your work house? Is it in your second, your sixth, your 10th? Spill it, honey. Let us know. We need to know, like, we need to help each other out with this info to know, like, how things are going to affect us if we have the same signs as you guys. Oh, my gosh. Okay. Yeah. So Jerry says, my last 2 days have been easy. Jerry, are you a Capricorn somewhere? I can't remember. Darren, what's up, Darren? Darren says, an accident at my job. One person got fired. You have Capricorn in the 6th house. Ooh, that's really intense. Yeah, that's really crazy. Violet, Capricorn is in your 4th house. So that's interesting. So were you like in your neighborhood, the vicinity of like where you live for this to be happening to you? That's crazy. Ashna says, Capricorn in the 8th house, and I am reliving all my past traumas and anxieties. Aw, I'm sorry to hear that. But you know what? Mars can dig it out. Pluto can help you to transform and hopefully like detox from it, you know, flush it out of your system, out of your life. Okay, so I wish you the best with that. Okay, so I'm a Sun in Cap. Some dude tried to pick me up last Saturday and he was a creep about it. Does that count? Yes, it does, Monica. It sure does. Yeah, because unfortunately, creepy behavior can be part of Pluto. It can be Plutonian. And Mars can rule males or masculine energy, and it can bring that out of people. So yeah, that does count. How can we know the planets with the house? Kalinda asks. Well, Kalinda, you have to look up your natal chart, which we have one on astrolada.com. We have a calculator there where you can look that up. There's also astro.com, cafeastrology.com. There's lots of them out there to where you could see what sign is on what house for you personally. So that's how you can tell. Okay. Kamara says, I had a disagreement with my husband. He took it worse than me. I have Capricorn in my first house and I'm a Gemini. You weren't having it, but you're all good now. Okay. You had, yes, that's a very intense energy that you were giving off too, because it's in your first house. So you wore that energy and you're like exuding it. So yeah. Okay. Jenna says, I have a stellium in Capricorn and it's my 5th house and I'm going through my Saturn return. Oh, girl, I feel for you. I feel for you. 5th house. 5th house is the house of drama. Time Passages. Yes. Time Passages is an app, not sponsored, but Time Passages, if you have the iOS, if you have an iPhone, definitely download that. Get the pro version. It's worth the money. You can save all kinds of natal charts, endless amounts. I don't even know if there's a limit. You can save a lot of them in there. It gives you daily horoscopes, daily transits, the void moon, the retrogrades, everything. Okay. It's a cool app if you are a fan of astrology. Okay. So I don't know who or what. Okay, I'm not even going to go there. So anyway, you guys, but yeah, I just wanted to ask how everybody's been feeling and doing with Mars and Pluto and Capricorn, just to see some real life examples of how astrology works, how it can tell you what the planetary influences are like and how people are acting and reacting, what's going on in those environments for people. Okay. Yeah. So for me, it's my 3rd house, based on my rising sign. And I have been all into 3rd house matters, which is work and organization, cleaning up the messes that Mercury retrograde has gone through my life and my house of organization and stuff. So it's been really helping me to stay focused. Mars and Pluto together is not all violence. It's not all crazy, creepy, or anything like that. It's also having extreme amounts of focus, directing your energy and your drive, which Mars rules, into periods of like intense and immense concentration in one area. Okay. So that's what else it can do. So, okay. All right. So anyhow, yeah, that's what it can do. What's up, Rachel? Rachel's here. Clean sweep organization. Yes, it can definitely give you lots and lots of energy to direct in one area. So I know there's been like some things going on in social media that people have been like, did you hear about this? Did you hear about that? I'm like, no, I haven't really been on there as much as usual because of that extreme focus. So I've been appreciating Mars and Pluto. But then again, I work from home. I'm very low key. I stay out. You know what I'm saying? Except for going to the grocery store or something. I'm like in my own world. So I've avoided crazy. Thank goodness. Okay. Just seeing what else you guys are saying. But yeah, so that's Mars and Pluto conjunct. If you're watching the replay of this, comment and let us know how it has affected you. What have you noticed in the news? I've noticed the whole Bill Cosby thing. And he is a Cancer sun. Right? Is he Cancer sun? He's a Cancer something, I know. And Mars and Pluto were together conjunct in his opposite sign, which deals with others and also relationships. And he is being tried, he was on trial for something to do with relationships one-to-one with women. And, so that Mars and Pluto together in his opposite sign, really doing some things. And who else? I know Kanye West is kind of under scrutiny right now for some of his views, political views or something he's been like tweeting about publicly. And people have been, he's going on a tweeting spree. I think that's also Mars and Pluto conjunct. He is presumed to be a Cancer rising, and Mars and Pluto conjunct is in his 7th house of dealing with other people. So he's just kind of like, bring it. Like, I'm going to say what I want, and I don't care what is brought on. Like, bring it. Today I got time, you know? So he's just saying whatever he wants. That's a whole other topic, whole other chart to look at. But yeah, if you notice, oh, and Cardi B is being sued by one of her former managers. And I've already told you guys, I am pretty sure she is a Gemini rising. I'm like a high percentage of certainty that she's a Gemini rising. For Geminis, Capricorn is your 8th house, which deals with money and taxes. So, you know, that's an attack. Mars and Pluto can be an attack. So there was an attack there on her money. She's either a Gemini rising or a Sag rising. You know, it's debatable, but if it's Sag, Capricorn is her 2nd house of her earned income, and somebody's kind of trying to attack that. So yeah, interesting stuff, right? The powers that be condemned are being condemned as we speak. Yes, and Capricorn does rule the powers that be. So, you know, there you go. And also, where I live, there's been like on like schools, like teachers' salaries or something along those lines. Like they took the day off to protest yesterday during that conjunction. So if you hear a bunch of racket in the background, that's because my kids have not been in school the past couple of days. So they're making noise and opening and closing doors because they're home, because the teachers are protesting, which is them going against the powers that be, right? So there's something like that. Yeah. So Kim, hey, what's up, Kim? Kim says, yes, all my taxes went unexpectedly to the Department of Education. Now I have to dispute it. Wow. Okay. That's interesting. All right. So anyway, what else is going on? So before I get into your horoscopes, of course, you guys know I usually have a coffee cup of some kind, but today I've got a Starbucks drink. Okay. I got Starbucks because Venus is in Gemini. And if you guys are Geminis, or you know Geminis tend to be addicted to Starbucks, addicted to coffee, as we say here. Okay. So Starbucks is a total Gemini thing. Coffee is a Gemini thing. Why? Because Gemini's minds are moving around constantly moving, shifting, looking for the next thing, the next thought, the next idea, the next cool thing, the next, right? And most Geminis I know, their eyes are always shifting around. You know what I'm saying? So caffeine gives you like some sort of energy. It's a stimulant. Geminis like to be stimulated, okay? And it helps their body to keep up with their mind, like their body to have as much energy as their mind to move as quickly as it does, right? And also going to Starbucks and drinking coffee with somebody and talking a little gossip, okay? That's all Gemini stuff right there. Like I said, one of my best girlfriends is a Gemini rising and a 3rd house moon, and that's something that we tend to do. She always loves to like meet up at Starbucks and have a coffee, right? And catch up on the latest gossip. Okay, that's always what she likes to do. So, and yeah, my sister's a Gemini rising, and whenever she used to babysit for me, she'd be like, oh, bring me a Starbucks. Stop at Starbucks on the way. Bring me a Starbucks. I'm like, of course. Every Gemini and 3rd houser that I know, or Mercury in the first house person, they love Starbucks. They love coffee. So yeah, that's why I'm celebrating you guys, because Venus is in Gemini. So I got myself, I don't really drink a lot of coffee. I have like a tea. Okay. But this is still caffeinated. So if I'm talking a little fast, that could be why. Yeah. Because, Ashna says it's funny because coffee isn't really good for Geminis and Gemini risings because of the nervous stuff. Yeah. But you love coffee and you can't let it go. I know. That's what my Gemini bestie told me. She's like, it's hard for me to let go of coffee. So yeah. Yeah. And Sally says Gemini moon addicted to caffeine. You're hoping Uranus changes that. Well, we shall see. We shall see, right? Okay, guys, so let's get into these horoscopes for the full moon in Scorpio. I'm not in that much of a rush today because my kids are home from school. So that's why I'm kind of just like wanting to just converse and chat a little bit more, you know. Rosanna says, Gemini rising, your friend brought you the Vietnamese coffee. Oh my goodness. I think it's called Cafe. I'm not even going to try to butcher it. But I know what you're talking about. And Thai tea is really bomb too. Thai tea or the Vietnamese iced tea, Vietnamese iced coffee. So good. So good. Yes, Patricia, full moon in Scorpio. Oh my goodness. Psychic vampire time, reveal and purge. Yes, definitely. So let's get into this Scorpio full moon. You know, I've noticed that some websites that don't even really do astrology, like that's not their main thing. When there's a Scorpio full moon, they'll post about it and post like Scorpio full moon, woo, like it's so creepy and everything, right? Oh my gosh. And they make this big deal about it, scaring the crap out of everybody because it's in Scorpio. Oh my gosh. So, but there is a full moon in Scorpio, as there is every single year. So it's not that creepy of a thing, not that big of a deal like that. Eddie says it's also called a pink moon. I'm not sure why. Let me know why. I since I'm so immersed in astrology, I don't always know like the meanings of what they label the moon, like a beaver moon, a snake moon, a blue moon, a pink moon. I just know it's in Scorpio, all right, and how it's going to affect every sign. So just in general, the energy of Scorpio, what it represents, the full moon is definitely going to bring that energy to us as a collective. Okay. So Scorpio, as somebody mentioned earlier, I forgot your name already, my bad, but it does rule purging out of things, especially things that are toxic, that are harmful to you, that are like really hidden beneath the surface, like the lowest of the low, like the underworld, like being brought to the surface. And full moons do bring things to the surface because I mean it's full, and it's like even when it's building up, you know, it's an intensity that's building. So even not just on the day of the full moon, but even in the days before, which is the period we're in right now, like right now, and a little bit later too, like after the full moon, you'll still see the effects, you'll feel the effects of it. And I'm realizing that Mercury in shadow made me misspell Nas's name. Who is Daz? Oh my gosh. That is going to bug my sixth house energy to no end if I do not fix that. Hopefully nothing messes up by me editing this, the name of this live. So my bad, you guys. I gotta fix that real quick. But yeah, let me multitask. Full moon in Scorpio, it is definitely about anything that you have been traumatized in your life by too, you know, because it does rule trauma and things that have been really painful for you on a deep level, because Scorpio is a sign about being very deep rooted pain, deep rooted thoughts, you know, any of that stuff. So, yeah, so the full moon in Scorpio will be about, it could be a good moon to get rid of things in general, to get rid of people as well. Anybody that you feel is toxic to your life, cutting them off, blocking them, deleting them, because everybody lives on social media nowadays. So you got to mention that, right? This is a full moon that a lot of people may be doing that, not just Scorpios, you know? And what else? This is a good moon to really dig deep into the psyche of yourself and of other people for understanding of why. Why do they do the things they do? Why do you do the things you do? What's the root cause of certain things for understanding of yourself and of other people? So really diving deep because it rules psychology, you know? What else? Yeah, Scorpio energy is just really, hold on, Kim, you distracted me. You're going to be divorcing Scorpio. Found out he is still an active felon diagnosed with schizophrenia. Oh my gosh. Okay, so you're divorcing a Scorpio, Kim, or you are a Scorpio? Yolanda asked, does this full moon also affect rising Scorpios? It sure does. Yeah. What degree is the full moon? Good question, Violet. So this full moon is at 9 degrees of Scorpio. The only aspects that I saw that it's making to anything, I believe it's making a trine to Neptune. I'm going to go back and verify that really quick on my ephemeris to see what it's aspecting. I saw somebody say it's conjunct Jupiter, but it by degree, it's not, depending upon what system you use, of course. I'm not going to be like, oh my God, they're wrong, because everybody has different systems that they use for astrology. But the full moon is at 9 degrees, okay? And yeah, Neptune is at, it's going to be at 15 degrees of Pisces. So it is making a trine to Neptune, which is great. And Jupiter is at 19 degrees. So it's a 10-degree difference, 10-degree orb from Jupiter. So it's not super close to Jupiter in my way of doing things to say it's really a conjunction, but you'll have to see for yourself the feeling of it, the effects of it in your life and in your chart. If you look at it and see, did Jupiter actually play a part in this full moon, in the life events that it brought to you, or not? You know, that's really up to you. But using the 8-degree orb rule, it is making a trine to Neptune. So it could be something that is a release from something. Neptune can rule releases from things, and Scorpio can, and also full moons can. Like, they can all rule those things. So it could be a release, a final release of something. Full moons do bring finalizations anyway, you know. So, oh, hey, what's up, Phil? Phil is here. Phil from Astro Lada. My Astro comrade, is that how you say it? My Astro buddy, Astro homie is here. Okay, so yeah, full moon in Scorpio. How's it going to affect every sign? Every sign. So we'll definitely get into that. Somebody mentioned Bill Cosby is an Aries, right? What? Bill is an Aries rising? I thought I saw that. I should have looked at his chart. Well, we're not going to cover him today. We're going to cover only one example at the end. So yeah. But okay, let's get into your horoscopes though. Let's get into the full moon in Scorpio, how it's going to affect every sign. So we'll start with Aries. And remember that this is involving not just the moon, but it's also involving the sun. They are opposing one another. So wherever Taurus is in your chart is also going to be affected by this full moon. So it's Taurus and Scorpio opposing energies. Oh my gosh. So I am a Taurus and a Scorpio. And my sun is at 10 degrees and my rising is at 10 degrees. So this, I don't know. I really don't know what to expect. Cross your fingers for me, guys, because this is really going to be a one that affects me like super closely. So if I'm not here next Friday, you guys know something went down, okay? Something crazy in my life. Hopefully not. Don't need no more of that. So Aries, sun, moon, and rising. How is the full moon in Scorpio affecting you guys? So this is going to be between your 8th house and your 2nd house, okay? 8th and 2nd. So this is something to do with your finances more than likely. Okay. And remember, these are general. These are general. So if you want to know anything personal, you got to book readings. But just generally speaking, Aries, this is something to do with finances. It could be something to do with finalization of, you know, the 8th house. I see divorces through the 8th house. I see lawsuits and through the 8th house. So some Aries may be finalizing and bringing something to a head with something in that area. Something involving like money that's owed to you from somewhere. Like if you had a lawsuit and money's owed to you from that, you know, maybe going to court. Some of you guys, some of you Aries may be going to court. If it is money that is like, some of you guys may be paying off debts and loans and credit cards. That could be a good thing, you know, because this is the aspect between your money houses. The 2nd house where Taurus is at, that is where you earn your money. That's where you work for it. And the 8th house is money that you loan or that is loaned to you or that people just give to you. Also, the eighth house is intimacy and intimate bonds with people, like having a one-to-one, really personal soul bond with somebody is the eighth house. So some of you Aries may be bringing things to some kind of a conclusion or a decision of whether or not to take things to that level with somebody. So it could be finally like opening yourself up to that type of a relationship, or maybe cutting one off because it is toxic. It's toxic. You know, you guys, Aries people, are probably going to be one of the main signs that are like, I'm cutting off toxic people. Or it could be also an ending to some form of income that you were receiving as well. Like cutting off like a business partnership could be for Aries people too. So yeah, that is for Aries people, how the full moon in Scorpio will affect you guys. And with it making the only positive aspects that I saw to other planets, like I said, there was a trine to Neptune, which is your 12th house. This could be some kind of a spiritual thing, like a spiritual release, or even like a release of something to do with trauma that Aries have experienced before. And because Neptune is involved and it's in Pisces in your 12th house, that those energies can rule forgiveness. So maybe you guys are releasing some trauma and you are going to go into a phase of forgiving whoever inflicted the trauma upon you. So yeah, that's for Aries people. So all the best to you guys, Aries. So next up is Taurus, sun, moon, or rising. How's the full moon in Scorpio affecting you guys? So this is in your 1st and 7th houses, the moon in your 7th, the sun in your 1st. So what that means is it's all about relationships for Taurus, all about relationships for you guys. This could be preparing you guys for something, for the change. It could be something preparing you for changes that Uranus is going to bring to you guys starting next month in May. And I encourage you, Tauruses, to attend my Uranus and Taurus webinar that I'm doing with Lada. Okay, I already mentioned in the beginning, but for those of you guys who skip over the beginning, only go to your horoscopes. Tauruses, please attend, because it's going to affect you directly on and off for 8 years, okay? Bringing extreme changes to us. And you know, we Tauruses, we are people. I'm a Taurus sun, Venus, Mars, Mercury, Chiron, all in Taurus. So you know how we are. We're not always the most welcoming to change. You know, we like things to stay stable and steady and stay the same. And we like our routines, and we find comfort in that and security. But when Uranus comes through, boy, woof, you know, Lada's going to be telling us some personal stories of how it ran a tornado through her. Oh my gosh. So we got to prepare. Don't be scared, Taurus. Don't be scared. But anyhow, back to this full moon though. It's going to be involving us and others, because it's the sun in our sign and the moon in our opposite sign. So there's something in regards to relationships that could come to a head, come to a final decision. You could be cutting off a relationship. You could be deciding to begin a relationship or go to the next level, or could be cutting off somebody and welcoming someone new in, or could be an internal thing. Like a lot of times with these astrological events, it can manifest as something internal. Okay, like a thought, like a realization, a light bulb moment, as I like to call it, to where it's just a realization and we're like, oh, wow, okay, then that initiates a change within us. So it's not always other people and other circumstances, you know what I mean, that are just happening to us. It could be within. So even though this full moon is in our house of others, Taurus, it could mean that we realize something about ourselves and the way that we've behaved in relationships, the patterns that you've had in relationships. There, you could realize, wow, there was some toxic behaviors that I allowed, or that I even demonstrated myself, that maybe need to end. You know, how am I going to welcome in new energy of a new person and invite them into toxicity? Still hanging around. I'm still hanging on to an ex, or I've not been faithful, or whatever. Not me, but I'm just saying, like, hypothetically, you know, what some Tauruses could be saying in their mind. You know what I mean? Sorry, Mike. But yeah, there could be some things like that that have to be changed, have to be cut off, okay, in order to have healthy relationships going forward. So Yeah, so that's for Taurus people. Best of luck to you guys, to my peoples, my fellow bulls. Oh yeah, I used to do this to some of my Taurus friends. This is how we used to shake hands, like this. Bing. All right, so next up is Gemini. Gemini, sun, moon, or rising. How is the full moon in Scorpio affecting you guys? So this is going to be between your 6th and 12th houses. The moon is in your 12th and the sun is in your 6th house. Interesting, because you know Kanye West is in the news. He's a Gemini sun, but this full moon is going to be in his 12th house, and the 12th and 6th houses can deal with mental health and everything. So I wonder if he's, got something brewing, like he's got something going on that's going to be addressed and healed or something, hopefully. But it needs to be Geminis though. Yes, I showed you guys the secret handshake. Oh my God. But anyway, for the rest of you Geminis, you guys could have some kind of realization or something brought to a head or decided upon that has to do with your mental health, your spiritual well-being, what you believe in, your dreams that you have. Well, I mean, like your real dreams. Like, pay attention to the dreams that you have at night, because with the full moon like this, it seems like it could be like a spiritual awakening, spiritual realization, spiritual messages coming through your dreams, or meditation. If you can meditate, a lot of Geminis can't. You guys, your mind just has so much chatter going on. It's hard to meditate. But however you meditate, that meditation is more than just going, okay? There's things that you can do that are forms of meditation to soothe your mind and get it, in that state. But during that, if you have you can have more like aha moments, like I said, light bulb moments. If you do those around this full moon. And also the 12th house in general can be about release and letting go. Like, because it's the last, oh wait, the sun is in your 12th. The moon is in your 6th. Yeah. So but still the sun is involved here. So you can have it's like the last house on the wheel, the last house on your personal wheel. So it's like your subconscious mind and like what goes on in there. So you can have something come up that really changes your life and your well-being, because where the moon is at is in your 6th house of like your physical well-being, your day-to-day stuff that you do. So a lot of Geminis, you guys could be doing something to change your health, your full-on health. Okay. And 6th house normally is like mainly focused on the physical health side. So some Geminis could be making decisions to finally change their diet, or at least say, I'm going to cut out blah, 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 blah out of my diet. I'm going to stop doing this bad habit. The 6th house can rule your habits that you have, whether good or bad. So some of you guys could be making some changes there, to stop doing something that is toxic and harmful to you. Some of you guys, though, the 6th house can be work. It could be the job. Some of you guys are going to be letting go of a job, Geminis, or you're going to be maybe progressing to a new level within your current job. Or if you're applying for jobs, maybe you finally get a call back, an answer back, or something like that. Or you start a new job. You can start a new job too with the full moon in your 6th house of work. So yeah, good luck to you, Geminis. Good luck. And Violet, it's your birthday. When is your birthday, Violet? Let us know, girl. Is it today? Whenever it is, happy birthday. So next up is Cancer, sun, moon, or rising. How is the full moon in Scorpio affecting you guys? Well, this is going to be, the moon is in your 11th house. That's where the main focus is at. And the sun is in your 5th. So Cancers, you guys can be doing something. This is one of those full moons. Cancers are notorious for this, for cutting people off, for going on social media and say, I'm going to start unfollowing people. I'm going to start deleting people. That Cancers will make announcements like that. I'm going off of social media for a while. So if you need me, if you have my number, call me if you care. Cancers, notorious. So some of you guys may decide to do that. But the reason why is because you guys may have some people that are like supposed friends that you may be cutting off because they are toxic, or because they are hanging on to you because of their own benefit, you know. Oh, wait, hold on. Taurus. Okay, the sun is in your 11th house. My bad. The moon is in your 5th house. But you guys may do stuff like that because the 5th house is about being an individual. Okay, it's about your individual self, having self-esteem. Maybe there's people that are toxic and they're draining to you and they affect your self-esteem. And they may be friends or acquaintances or people on social media that you feel like you don't want any dealings with them anymore because maybe they make you feel bad, or maybe looking at their negative posts or whatever like makes you feel bad and it affects you. So you decide to just, you know what, I'm going to cut them off. But also the main focus, yes, is in the 5th house. So because of that, full moon in the 5th house, wow, some of you Cancers may actually be giving birth or announcing pregnancies or finding out that you're pregnant or whatever, because this is the house of fertility and children. Some of you guys may have your children finally come to a decision about some major life change that they're going to make or take or whatever. And so something with that may change. Violet says Bjork is a Scorpio. That makes so much sense. Oh, let us know what's going on with her right now. But yeah, so but Cancers, you guys may make some decision based around children, or they may be making a decision if you have children. But also this is romantic relationships too, like casual dating. Okay, so some of you guys may come to a decision based on that, like cutting off a lover, a partner, like somebody you've just been seeing and you're like, you know what, they're not good for me. They're toxic. They're nothing's going to amount. Nothing's going to come about that's beneficial to me out of this little love affair. You know, this 5th house stuff that's going on isn't going to eventually move to the 7th house of commitment. Okay. I can't see it going there. So homie's cut off, or shorty's cut off. Okay, she cut off. So yeah, it could be something like that for Cancers, or it could be the emergence of a romantic relationship, or realizing something about what you need in your life romantically. And it doesn't have to be romantic; it could be happiness too. The 5th house is like what really makes your heart happy, and in our society, we're focused a lot on relationships and romance. So that's why it's always mentioned. But it's the heart, though, like hobbies and things that are fun that you just do because they're creative and you're good at them, or you just enjoy them. So Cancers can decide to maybe hop into one or get back into one, like as far as things that you have a talent in, that you enjoy, that make you happy or whatever. So any of those things could be affecting Cancers. But yeah, on the opposite end is the 11th house. It could be something involving friendships as well that's going to change for you guys. Hey, what's up, Pisces moon? Oh my gosh, I forgot your real name, but I know your real name. Venus is in Gemini, girl. So, you know, woo, goes the mind, right? All right, so next up is Leo. Leo, sun, moon, or rising. How's the full moon in Scorpio affecting you guys? So, for Leos, this is happening in your 10th house and your 4th house. So the biggest emphasis is on the 10th house. Okay, wait, hold on. No, the biggest emphasis is on the 4th house. That's where the moon is at. And the 4th house rules the same things that the moon does, which is family, which is home, roots, home base, comfort, security. And so, yeah, for Leos, it could be something revolving around that, something changing within your family. Some Leos can decide to move or to not move. There could be something that's been brewing for a while, like, well, I want to live here, but then again, I'd like to live over there. So I don't know, I got to decide. Like, my mom is a Leo rising, and she moved back home, home to where we live, her kids live. She was living somewhere else for a while in a totally different state. And I've been asking her, like, so have you decided yet? Because I see this full moon brewing, right? So I'm like, what are you going to do? You're going to stay here? You're going to go back to our grandma's house? Like, what are you going to do? So some Leo risings are making decisions like that, revolving around moving and stuff. Some of you guys may already be moving. Some of you guys may get the keys to a new place around this full moon. Some of you guys actually may get like a notice that you have to move. Okay, that happens. It's just reality. Some people may be boo, dislike, negative, but you guys should know me by now. I will tell you the good and the bad a lot of times. Okay, so some of you guys may get a notice to move or something, but just know that, you know, the universe has something that's going to work out better for you if that does happen, Leo. So it could be something regarding revolving around your career and moving. So some Leos may get some kind of something going on with your career, like an opportunity or something, but it requires you to relocate. And therefore, here comes the fourth house aspect of it. You know, so it's just an opposition between the career and being out there in the world and making a name for yourself and the whole family and roots thing. Maybe your family doesn't approve of your career choices and moves that you're making, but you got to make a decision. Am I going to listen to them or am I going to make my mark, you know? And because full moons are about emotions, or filled with emotions anyway, being in Scorpio, it's super intense emotions. Being in your fourth house is super emotional too. So yeah, hopefully you guys have some good stuff happening, Leos, but you are moving or deciding to move. I wish you all the best. Okay. And who said, I saw somebody said, family secrets are, oh, Darren said family secrets are about to explode. Ooh, for some of you guys, there could be some revelations about things that have to do with your family and your roots. Maybe finding out some really heavy stuff about your family or where you come from or something like that. Yes, indeed. He's right. There could be something going on with that for Leo people. So, very interesting. Okay, so next up is Virgo, sun, moon, or rising. How is the full moon in Scorpio affecting you guys? So this is going to be in your 3rd and 9th houses for Virgo people. And the biggest emphasis is on your 3rd house where the moon in Scorpio is at. So some of you Virgos could be having something that is like affecting your, well, yeah, how you communicate with people. Maybe something could be brewing or coming to a head in regards to your siblings. I would say try not to get into fights with your siblings because there's a lot of emotions there in that area of your life with those people. And for some Virgos, you know, the 3rd house could be your method of transportation, like getting around your city, not getting around like that, okay? I'm talking about getting around like how you actually move about in your city. Around the way is the 3rd house, like traveling, going back and forth to work, running errands and all that stuff. So there could be a change in how you do that and where you go and what you do and how you get there. So if any of you Virgos have a vehicle and you drive, this could be a full moon that brings about maybe even a vehicle issue, but it's brought about to show you, you know what, maybe you need a new one. Maybe you need to let that old hoopty go. You need to let that little clunker go, Virgo. You need to get something different. That way you can go on about your day-to-day business, running errands, going to work without having any problems. Okay. Could be that some of you guys have had a vehicle in the shop and maybe now it's going to get out. Maybe the problems are like corrected. Okay. Like finally, maybe Mercury retrograde, because you guys are ruled by Mercury. So maybe Mercury retrograde brought some issues and now this full moon is like, there's a finalization, an answer or something, you know, as to what is really going on. What else with the 3rd house? Oh, the 3rd house is also the devices you use to communicate. So some Virgos could be getting like a new computer, laptop, tablet, phone, something like that. Starting something that has to do with media and communications is also the 3rd house. So some of you guys may be starting a website, starting a blog, starting up a YouTube channel, starting up a social media, something to where people can reach you, you can connect with them. And yeah, or maybe like a media job or something. Some of you guys, if you're going after that, you know, you could be getting a call back about that or deciding, you know what, I'm going to do this. Or the 3rd house is also skills, like learning little skills. So some of you guys can decide, you know what, I think I will take that cooking class, or I will take that knitting class, or I will go back to school, but only take like a few classes, a few credits. You know what I mean? So It could be that for Virgos because on the opposite end is the ninth house where the sun is at. And that's also your education too, like broadening your mind, your horizons. So some kind of decision about learning new things, taking classes, you know, furthering your education could come about for Virgos too. So best of luck to you guys. So next up is Libra. So Libra, sun, moon, or rising. How is the full moon in Scorpio affecting you guys? So the biggest emphasis is on your second house, which is your earned income. And then the sun is up there in your eighth house in Taurus, which has to do with your other types of income, residual income, passive income is what they also call it, like money that's borrowed, that's owed, that's loaned, all of that stuff. So there's a full moon here. Something comes to a head, something comes to a realization, it could be as well, about money, how you earn it, how you spend it, how you handle it, how you budget it, what do you buy, what do you do, you know, how you invest your money, all of that stuff. So some Libras actually, since this is how you earn your money, it could be something in regards to a job. It could be a call back about a job. It could be a raise at a current job. It could be just a change in income. I'm not going to get you guys all, oh my God, I can get a raise. Sometimes it is that your income is reduced in some kind of way when your second house is affected, you know, but if it is something that's not so great news, just remember, just take it as a learning experience and know that the universe may have something greater for you that's going to come about. So, for Libras, yeah, you guys could be looking for a new job. Maybe you don't feel like you're getting paid your worth at your current job, or you don't like your schedule or something like that. So you could be saying, you know what, you may make that decision with the full moon. I'm going to go get a different job. I'm going to do something else to make money. Or you could get a second job, a secondary source of income. Turn one of your talents, because Libras usually tend to be pretty creative people because you guys are ruled by Venus. You guys can see the beauty in life and want to bring more of it out, you know. So something that you have a talent in that in, maybe you can look into, hey, how can I, you know, get a little more cash coming in, a little bit of cash flow based on my talents, you know, bringing some beauty to the world. Okay. So Libra people, it could be that you have to cut off something to do with your income. Maybe you are another sign that could be paying off debts and loans and deciding, you know what, I don't want to depend upon eighth house stuff in order to be able to pay my bills anymore, which are credit cards and loans and borrowing money from people. Maybe now I'm deciding to get a job and make my own money and live off of myself. You know what I mean? So it could be something like that since the eighth house is involved as well. So good luck to my Libra people. Get that shmoney, okay? All right. So Violet says, Libra ascendant and moon, you're looking for a different job. You need more beauty and nature. Go get yours, girl. Okay, so next up is Scorpio, sun, moon, or rising. How's the full moon in Scorpio affecting you guys? And let me take a sip before I dive into this, okay? Lisa, what is up, girl? Lisa says she's a Libra rising, wants to sell art. You're getting divorced and separating assets, working on self-esteem too. All that second and eighth house stuff. Yes. Thanks for letting us know, Lisa, and good luck. Oh yeah, I should be hearing from you soon, I believe. I have to go back to our email. But good luck, Lisa. So Scorpios, how is the full moon in Scorpio affecting us? Okay, so listen, this is a full moon in our sign, Scorpio. That's my rising sign. So I'm right here. We're here. We're here together in this. Okay. So this could be anything in your life changing, Scorpio. Anything. Okay. It could be something to do with your appearance as well. Wanting to change that. Changing your physical appearance, changing the way that people perceive you. If there's any way you can make adjustments to your personality or to your wardrobe, you know, just what you're in control of your conscious way of itself and how people read that. You may want to make some changes to that. Okay. Yeah, it could be appearance and the way you dress. You know what? Let me tell you guys, Scorpio. Okay. I keep looking at my closet, but I'm also a Taurus. Uranus is up kind of individuality and little weirdness and, and all that stuff. But as a Scorpio rising, though, a fellow Scorpio, I look at my closet and every day I just hate everything in there. I just want to throw the whole closet away. Okay. And I want to start fresh. I'm looking online at all these cute clothes that I don't have. And I'm like, you know what? Like, it would be nice, right? It would be nice, Scorpio, to just change your whole look, change it up. And, you know, Uranus is going to be opposing Scorpios, okay? Looking at you, affecting you. So it will still be giving you a buzz of energy of wanting change in your life, like extreme change to do with you yourself. So I don't know. That's just some personal firsthand insights, you know, that me as a Scorpio, that's what I have been thinking about. I just want to change it up. Like, I used to dress a lot different. I used to dress different. I used to dress more, I don't know the word, more true to me, just zany, weird, however, whatever, wearing a lot of neon colors and just wearing whatever. And now I've had to be business casual to work in corporate jobs, but now I don't work at corporate jobs. So I'm like, why do I still have these business casual, boring clothes? You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if any other Scorpios feel me on that, on wanting to change something to do with your look and your appearance. Some of you guys may be getting different hairdos, getting tattoos, piercings, something different about yourself, even plastic surgery. Okay, I'm not going to knock that. Some people do get some kind of enhancements or adjustments done to their look. So some Scorpios may make a decision to actually do that because it's going to make them feel better about themselves. But anyhow, just anything in your life can change. The first house where the full moon is going to be at can mean your life path too. So it could be just a realization about like your life, okay? Getting your life, like, where have I been? Where am I going? What am I doing? Who am I? Am I really being true to any of that stuff? It could be something to do with that you realize, and that you have a light bulb moment. You know what I'm saying? Nick says, Scorpio rising, I just cut my hair into a very cute pixie. Oh my gosh. See, if only we could leave pictures in the chat. YouTube, you need to step up your Uranus going into Taurus. YouTube, step it up. Let us add some pictures in the chat. Okay. Wait, I don't know if we really want that, because some people might be sending some pictures, you know what I'm saying? And not all of us want that. We don't want to see some of that, but I would like to see stuff like that, like her haircut. Okay. That would be cool to see. So yeah, changing your look, changing your life path. It could be deciding, you know what, my career that I have is not really something that I want anymore. I want to do something else, you know, that's true to me. But the 7th house is also involved, because remember, a full moon involves the sun and the moon. So for some of you Scorpios, it could be a relationship decision as well, like whether to stay or go. Is this person holding me back from being my true self? Are they just a weight that's weighing me down from really doing me? Also, it could be if some of you Scorpios have been solo for a long time as far as relationships, and you're tired of it. Like, how are you going to get to that point to where you can, like, is your life right to where you can invite somebody in, or are you going to invite them into chaos? You know, so it could be some realizations about stuff like that too. Just like your opposite sign, Taurus, you know? So it could be even you cutting out people that you feel are toxic, or like unsubscribing from YouTube channels, unfollowing people that are in your timeline on your social media that you just feel like, I don't want their energy near me, because I just don't, you know? So some of you Scorpios, those are the things that you guys could be going through. So yeah, laser focus on clearing toxicity is refreshing with the Mars and Pluto. Yes, and besides this full moon, Scorpio, both of your ruling planets are conjunct right now. Okay, in the sign of Capricorn though, which is your 3rd house of communication. So some of you guys could be really letting the communication flow about, you know what, I'm cutting people, or I'm chopping heads and taking names later, you know, asking questions later. So it's really giving you guys that power right now. So things may be added to that. You know what I mean? With this full moon, maybe adding to that intensity that you guys are feeling, which is changing your life, changing who's in your life, what you see on your timelines, who you're associating with, who you're talking to. Okay, Scorpio? So yeah. Yes, thank you for that. I forgot your name. It flew up already in the chat. But thank you for reminding me of that for Scorpios. So Sagittarius, Sag, Sun, Moon, or Rising. How's the full moon in Scorpio affecting you guys? So the biggest focus for Sag is in your 12th house where the moon is going to be, okay? The moon is going to be in your 12th house of, yeah, you can say letting go, cutting things off to ending things in order to proceed forward, because next month we have a full moon in Sagittarius. So that's your sign. So that's when you may be initiating more changes and be like, I'm coming out. Don't make me sing. I'm a Taurus, but my voice is horrible. But you know that song. You're going to be stepping out, like doing some, hey, I'm fresh and new and revived. But before you get to that, you got to deal with the 12th house. You got to, you know, let some things go, cut some things off, get things out. You know what I mean? So for you guys, it could rule that for you. This could be, you're another sign that should definitely pay attention to your dreams, because your house of dreams is highlighted here. And we've got a trine aspect to Neptune in Pisces, which is the sign of dreams. And, you know, into the house of dreams, which is 12th, where the moon is at. So Sagittarius, this is a good full moon for you guys to actually purge things out of your life, purge people out of your life too. And that even includes material items, anything that still holds energy. Material things, they hold energy, okay? Especially if you have, like, say, for example, you're a Sag, you have things that are hanging around and lingering that belong to an ex or somebody in your life that was toxic in a way, or you want to let go of them. You don't really need their energy, their memory around. Good time to get rid of that stuff. The 12th house rules being charitable and giving things away to charity and donating stuff. So for you guys, this could be a good one. Like, you know what? This furniture, I bought it with my ex. It just reminds me of our relationship. I need to get rid of it. And let me go donate it to the Goodwill. You know, somebody may appreciate it. So this is a good full moon to do stuff like that for Sagittarians. And this is a good full moon for doing things ritualistic too, that involve cleansing of the spirit, of the mind, of the body, everything. So if you're able to do that and sit still long enough, if you're able to sit still long enough, Sagittarius, it's a good time for you guys to participate in something like that. And yeah, you guys also pay attention to your dreams, because you could receive messages from the spirit realm, the angelic realm, your ancestors, whomever you believe in that's on the other side, that's unseen physically, but they're there and they can definitely help you out with, you know, giving you some very important insights into some real life things in your physical world. Betsy T. Okay. Getting rid of materials from an ex feels so good. Yes, it does, doesn't it? And Scorpio is definitely a sign to do that in. Okay. It's definitely an energy to bask in getting rid. You know, you guys, have you seen that scene in that movie, Waiting to Exhale? And there's lots of memes and GIFs made of that scene where Angela Bassett puts all her ex's belongings in his car, throws a match and walks, throws a match behind her, whoosh, all that stuff blows up, burning her past behind, and she's just marching along, fierce, right? That's what I think of with a full moon like this in the 12th house. Like, yes, honey, just get rid of it. Yes, I can totally feel that. As a Scorpio, I had to do that before. I don't think I burned anything. Did I? I don't know if I burned anything from this full. I think I did throw some things in a fireplace, but I put everything into a box and I threw it in the dumpster and walked off, just like Angela Bassett, marching like, yes, got rid of that. So yeah, some Saggies, it could be good for that. But also with this being on the axis of the 12th and 6th houses, which do rule habits, which does rule your health, your mental, your physical, your spiritual, emotional, all that stuff. This could be a good one for getting rid of bad habits for Sagittarians. You know, if you have any addictive tendencies or anything you're addicted to that's bad, that's not good for you, that's toxic. I know I keep using that word, but excuse me, Scorpio does rule things that are toxic and that are lingering and getting rid of them. You know what I'm saying? Sorry, you guys know I start to lose my voice after a while. But anyhow, for Sagittarius, yes. What was I saying? Oh my God. Okay, yeah. So getting rid of, you know, anything like that. And I freaking lost my train of thought. Oh my God, I hate when that happens. Dang Venus and Gemini. But yes, Sagittarians, this is on the axis of your 12th and 6th houses. Now remember. So cutting off bad habits of your own, coming into realizations. This doesn't have to always manifest externally. Remember, it could be internal. Realizing what you do that's destructive, that can be, because you know the 12th house, they say self-undoing. It could be like destructive, self-destructive behavior. If you have any of those, bringing things to the surface to address them, to heal them, you know? And this can mean anything that's like escapism tendencies that you guys may have too. Drugs, alcohol, pills, addictions to even food, sugar, whatever. Getting rid of them, starting fresh and new. So that way, when there's a full moon in Sagittarius next month, you guys could be emerging, honey, fresh, okay, healthy. All right. Okay. So next up is Capricorn, sun, moon, or rising. How is the full moon in Scorpio affecting you guys? So this is mainly focused in your 11th house. The 5th house is involved too. Okay, where the sun is at. So a full moon in your 11th house, you guys, Capricorns, could people I'm signing off, I'm going under the radar, or I'm deleting people, I'm unfollowing people, all of that stuff, because you just don't want their negativity around you. You feel like they're not good for you. So I think Mercury is still in shadow. It looks like the broadcast went in and out. I apologize for that. But anyhow, for Cappies, yes. You guys could also be, this is a good full moon for releasing something out into the internet, like a new product, a new website, a new project, announcing stuff like that too. Kim says, yes, I block people on social media. And you are a Capricorn moon. Yes. So remember, this is building up. Okay. We're building up to the full moon right now. So it doesn't have to be on that day. So Kim, she's feeling it. She's letting you guys know as a Cappy what's going on. So, but yeah, you guys it could be good things though. Like I said, you know, a project that involves other people and networks. Okay. It could be cutting off of a network too. Like you just don't feel like what they represent represents you. You guys used to have a common cause, a common, you know, common interest, and now you've kind of grown out of a group, and you don't want to be involved with them anymore because you don't feel like, oh well, I don't feel like they represent me or I represent them anymore. So it could be that. Could be also friendships, you know, like a friendship being cut off in some kind of way too. But yeah, the creative project thing, you know, because the sun is in your 5th house and your opposite sign. So it could be something involving like, should I or shouldn't I release a creative project or something? It could be something along those lines. And yeah, so for Capricorn, what else? What else could it be? You guys could have a new networking opportunity come to you as well. Ooh, that would be nice, right? That can help enhance your career too. And Jupiter is hanging out there. Jupiter is going to continue to bring blessings more so after the retrograde is over in June, I believe. But this could be like the initiation of something that could be progressed more. You know, Jupiter, when it goes forward, while it's in Scorpio. It could be an opportunity to do something like do a podcast or broadcast, or you guys could also be starting up a social media network of some kind or page or something for Capricorn. So yeah, so best of luck to you, Cappies. Hopefully it's some good stuff. Sally says network. Yes. Work. W-E-R-K. Yes. Get it, Capricorn. All right. So next up is Aquarius, sun, moon, or rising. How is the full moon in Scorpio affecting you guys? So this is, you guys also have some career stuff popping off for Aquarians. So this is going to be the moon focusing on your 10th house of career and the sun focusing down in your 4th house. Okay. So this could also be something for you, just like your opposite sign Leo, that involves a decision based on career and family. Like, are you going to relocate? Are you going to, how you could have like a really bomb like career decision come up, but then it could maybe change your schedule, change your pay, something that could affect your family down there in the 4th house, where they're like, hey, what about us? I know you're like an awesome career person, you're being successful and everything, but what about us down here? And then you got to be like, oh, wow. Okay. Well, I don't know. Like, I don't know. There could be some things that have to be worked out there. This could just in general be a promotion for some Aquarians. Yes. Some kind of advancement in career, some kind of recognition publicly too. So if you are an Aquarius and you are also trying to release something on the internet, something to where you're going to be recognized and publicly known for some kind of something, this full moon can like like it can make you emerge out there into the world, being seen by everybody. So that could be pretty cool for Aquarian people. But yeah, there could be something involving family though, or privacy too, because the 4th house rules privacy. So even if you don't have family to worry about, Aquarius, it could be like, should I be public about something or should I stay private about it? Should I keep my personal life, which is the 4th house, like to myself, and to trusted people in my little shell, or should I release something to the public? Could be that too. Could be also something involving your parents as well. The 10th house is the house of authority figures and could be your parents. So maybe there's some kind of decision you got to make. If you have, for example, elderly parents or sickly parents, you got to take care of them. Maybe, oh my gosh, I know an Aquarius rising who this definitely applies to. Sadly, their mother was just diagnosed with breast cancer. And so she told me that she's got to make a decision of having her mom come live with her. Like, is she going to be her caregiver, or like what kind of care are they going to give her? So not to scare Aquarians, don't think, oh my God, are you saying my parents are going to die? No, I'm not saying that. I'm just letting you know like a real life example of how this is going to be working out. What kind of decisions could be brought to some of you guys, to care for elderly or sickly older relatives, or to do something else, make a different decision for them. There could be something that you guys have to deal with that. So yeah, so Aquarians, yeah. Oh, Darren says great for Lada. Are you talking about, oh, Lada is an Aquarius rising, so I wonder what she's got brewing. What kind of great 10th house stuff is she gonna have popping off? So I wish her the best of luck with this too, as an Aqua rising. Yes. All right, guys. So next up, last but not least, is Pisces, Sun, Moon, or Rising. Then we'll get into the coffee talk. This is affecting Pisces mostly in their 9th house, but also the 3rd house is involved too. So a full moon in your 9th house, this is a decision to step outside of your comfort zone. Okay, step outside of the regular schmegler day-to-day, stepping outside of, yeah, like what you're used to doing every day, who you're around every day, going the same places all the time. How can you, like we say with the 9th house, broaden your horizons? How can you broaden your perspective of the world? How can you see yourself as, you know what, I'm a citizen of this planet. I'm not just a citizen of wherever, like little neighborhood or city or country even. Like, how can I step outside that? So for Pisces people, you guys can do that by traveling, which the 9th house is famously, associated with travel. And excuse me, also with getting yourself like learning, maybe finding yourself some kind of a guru in whatever you want to learn. That can even mean like you want to do woodwork and you find a person that's really skilled in that and you want to be their apprentice and like tag along and see how they do things and they can show you the ropes. That's also part of the ninth house too. And just having like some really cool life experiences. Ninth house energy is similar to Sagittarius energy. And if you guys know any Sages, they're some of the most adventurous people on the planet. They're always like, F yeah, let's do it. Woo! Like, F it, let's just do it. I've just started following this girl on YouTube, and she's a Sag, and she is so Sagittarian. And that's what she says in a lot of her videos. I just said, yeah, F it, let's do it. I'm like, wow, that's so Sagittarian. So the ninth house energy can have some Pisces making decisions like that about, I don't know, something that they've never done before in life. That's just totally like, wow, like mind-blowing experience, you know? And it could be something daring and bold, like I want to go skydiving. You know what I'm saying? Could be something like that. Or I want to get a piercing, which for some people it's like, really? Piercing? That's like so like 20 years ago to be, you know, daring. But hey, for some of you guys, you know, it could be something that you've never done or never even thought of doing, but it's a bold experience for you, right? And just on the regular schmegular traditional astrology level, yes, some of you guys can make a decision to go back to school. Some of you guys may be finishing school. You know what? My oldest son is a Pisces rising, and he is completing ninth house. He's completing school. He's completing high school. So graduation time. Yes. So not saying that everybody's graduating is a Pisces or Pisces rising, but for some of you guys, it could be something to do with school that happens. Like you decide to go back to school, you're completing school, you're quitting school even because you think it's just not for you. Something along those lines. Okay. Also a trip, finalizing plans for a trip, which reminds me, yes, me and my son, we're planning a graduation trip for him. And we have to finalize the plans, y'all, or else we're just, I don't even know if it's going to happen. So yeah, that's for Pisces people. That's what's going on with you guys for the full moon. So that's it for your weekly horoscope, guys. So if you're tuning out because you don't want to see a celebrity example of astrology, peace, I love you. Be here next week. Hit me up for a reading if you'd like a personal reading. Check out the webinar that Lada and I are doing a little over a week from now on Uranus entering Taurus for 8 years, you guys, 8 years of changes to see how that's going to affect you. And yeah, and also, yeah, so readings, I still do readings. I still offer them. And I do relationships, I do career, natal chart, the nodes, all kinds of stuff. So hit me up if you'd like something personal to you. So now let's get into coffee talk. Okay, so the celebrity example for this week is Nas, who's a rapper, if you don't know, and Kelis, who is a singer, if you don't know. Okay, they were married years ago, and then they went through a divorce, and now they're going through custody battles. Okay, so a custody. Yeah, I think custody and also child support. So there's really somebody's probably got some eighth house stuff popping off. I do not know their rising signs. I've been watching interviews all day, trying to get a feel for their energies and their personalities. I didn't watch enough of them though to really be able to pinpoint something. But I have a feeling that Kelis is an air rising, okay? At least the element of air. And I feel like Nas is a cardinal rising, okay? That means either Libra, Capricorn, Cancer, or Aries. Or he could be an Aquarius rising. His eyes and facial expressions say that he could be more like on the Aquarius or Capricorn side because yeah, that's when I look at people, like that's the signs that I see. It's hard to explain, but let me know if you guys have any insight into what you think their rising signs may be, what their ascendants may be. So what's going on right now is Kelis just dropped a bomb yesterday, which was April 26th, because she did this interview. Now, Kelis has not, to this day, until this day, publicly spoken about their divorce and the problems within their relationship when they were married and when they were together. She said she's a private person. So I'm like, Where's her Scorpio or her 8th house at? But she just let it all out yesterday. She even said in the interview, who was it? Hollywood Unlocked or something like that. I think that's where you can find it on YouTube. She was like, you know what? I'm just letting it all out today. She's like, you know what? I woke up today and I just said, I can't hold back. And that's definitely the conjunction of Mars and Pluto in the sign of Capricorn. I don't know where it is in her chart. Maybe she could be a Scorpio rising, and this could have been in her 3rd house of communications and just kind of spilling it all, right? I feel like Nas is, oh my gosh, he has to be a cardinal rising. Like, I just feel that from him. Probably, I know he has some Capricorn or Saturn-esque energy somewhere. And this Mars and Pluto conjunction in Capricorn, it could be in some place for him that's like affecting money and relationships and stuff too. So with that being said, that's what's going on with them. But what was their relationship like though? Like what was their relationship like? Why do they have so much drama between them? What is it that's causing this currently? And what was it like? Okay, so I listened to that whole interview by Kelis and I was like, oh, I was taken aback because personally, I try not to get too personal with reading celebrity charts and stuff with my personal opinions and whether or not I like them, so people don't think that I'm biased. But I have been a Nas fan since the beginning, and I think he's a gorgeous looking man, very talented. But to hear all this stuff is heartbreaking. I'm like, no way my boo is like that. But you never know how people are behind the scenes. So anyhow, let's check out their charts and see what's going on with Nas and Kelis here. Okay. And I've got time today. So we are going to, let me see. So while I'm pulling up their charts and sharing the screens and everything, I did also see an interview by Nas's ex, who's his daughter's mother. And yeah, that was an interesting interview too. Oh my gosh. Okay, so here is Nas's chart. Once again, we don't know his ascendant. Oh my gosh, I wish I knew it. I wish I knew it. But as much as I love him and everything, a lot of stuff she was saying was adding up when I look at his chart. Like, wow, that sounds like this placement or that placement in his chart. Okay. So first of all, Nas has Venus in Scorpio. And Kelis was mentioning how he is very jealous. She couldn't even at, these celebrity parties and events, she couldn't even say hello to anybody without him getting jealous. That is totally Venus and Scorpio all day. Because Scorpio is definitely a sign that could be possessive. And if this is women for him as a male who's hetero, he can be possessive and jealous over his women. Not saying all Venus and Scorpios are like that, but if they operate on the darker side of that energy, oh yes, they certainly can be super jealous. Okay. And Kelis was saying, you know what? I couldn't keep up with everything that he would bring up that was a problem. Like, you said hi to so-and-so, so-and-so looked at you, you were wearing this, you were wearing that. And she was like, oh my God, I can't keep up. That's also why I feel like Kelis may have an air rising. She's got a mean Leo stellium. Look at this Leo stellium, guys. Holy moly, look at that. Mercury, Moon, Jupiter, Venus, Sun, all in Leo. So, and I feel like Leo, Leo just wants to shine. Of course, she wanted to look fly and have her hair all out and just, wear some dope outfits and just be like, hey, what's up, everybody? And be social and cool with people. But she said it was very surface level, like her saying hi to people and stuff, the things that he got jealous over. That's why I also feel like I feel from her like an air rising, like maybe Aquarius, I don't know. And the way that she talks is very Libra. I've noticed that Libra people and people who have 7th house stelliums, including myself, say the word like a lot. We say the word like. You know what? I do notice that about myself. And I just unconsciously do it. A lot of Librans do that. And she does that. So I'm like, maybe she's an Aquarius rising. Maybe this is all in the 7th house. I don't know. And plus Aquarius rising is just, they just socialize with people. It doesn't mean anything. All the air signs do that. It's like, it's not that deep, dude. So that's why she was like, I can't keep up with the Venus in Scorpio jealousy, you know, of you're supposed to be mine and all to me, you know? So anyhow, now I really hate to get into some of this stuff, so I will tread lightly. But, you know, she said that they did have some altercations that were physical, that were not cool. You know what I'm saying? And people that have Mercury conjunct Pluto, they can, number one, they can say things that are very harsh. Okay, it doesn't matter. It's in Libra, which is all about finesse and grace and everything, but conjunct Pluto can bring more of an intensity to the words that someone speaks. Pluto can rule things that are vile. So at times, yeah, maybe he could have said some vile things to her. And Mercury does rule the hands. Pluto can rule violence sometimes. So you put the two together and do the math, okay? So that's very unfortunate if he did use that energy in that way. You know what I noticed that's very interesting about the time frame that Kelis gave of when they got divorced and when a lot of stuff started going downhill in their relationship and their marriage. It was when Saturn was in Virgo. Okay, because she said that they got divorced in 2010, I believe. And I know that Saturn was in Virgo around that time. And Nas is a Virgo sun. So the Saturn was hitting his natal sun. And Kelis has Saturn in Virgo. So that was her Saturn return. So she mentioned that when they got together, she was like in her early 20s. And she even said, what you will tolerate when you're 22 is different than what you will tolerate when you are 28. I was like, da-da-da, Saturn return all day. So yes, Saturn was just like all, you know, this was her Saturn return. Her Saturn is also conjunct his sun in synastry. And a lot of times this could be really good for building. If the rest of your chart matches up pretty well, that aspect, it doesn't have to be the usual Debbie Downer that it can be, you know, of like anchoring somebody down to prevent them from really being themselves and from really shining and enjoying life. It can be an aspect for building an empire, for being a power couple even, and wanting the good life and working hard towards it together as a team. But in their case, you know, maybe she did anchor him down in a way because they got together. He actually got married and had a child with her. So that was serious, you know. So Sun conjunct Saturn brought that seriousness to their relationship. But yeah, that Virgo, Saturn and Virgo, really affected them. And her Saturn, a lot of people do get divorced and separate and break up during their Saturn returns because they realize things about their lives. You know, she said that also their house was foreclosed. She just had a baby. Like there was a lot of tough lessons and tough things brought to her during her Saturn return. So that's why they got divorced at that time. Now, as far as what's bringing things about right now with issues, custody, child support and everything, you know, like I said, I really wish I knew their rising signs. That could tell us so much more. I guess we can see she's having a Mars opposition. She has Mars in Cancer. Mars is here in Capricorn right now. Pluto's in Capricorn. Saturn is retrograde opposing her Mars as well. So maybe these could be somewhere in her chart that rules money, that rules relationships or something, or that rule children, you know? And so those aspects are probably affecting her. And also, you know, they're squaring her natal Pluto, which is in the sign of Libra. It's another cardinal sign. And then as for Nas, he has Pluto in Libra, you know, so Mars is actually forming a T-square because he has Saturn in Cancer, and his Saturn natally squares his Mercury and his Pluto in Libra. And then here is Mars and Saturn and Pluto up here in Capricorn, like squaring this stuff, you know, at least by sign, you know what I mean? Well, Saturn is at least by sign. And also it's probably forming a cardinal cross because currently Mercury is in Aries in the early degrees, and it's already squaring Saturn in Capricorn. And then it's squaring his Saturn in Cancer and opposing his Mercury and his Pluto. So he's got that cardinal thing popping off. You know what I mean? So that could be also why this is being brought to the light for him. And you know what? I was like, wow, she really spilled it, you guys. She spilled the tea like all over, splashed all over that video. I'm telling you, it was like normal, regular person stuff. It wasn't like PR censored, like, oh yeah, we had a tough relationship, but I'm over it now. Next topic. No, she was, I felt like she was just a regular schmegular chick that I would run into somewhere just talking about her baby daddy problems, her husband problems, you know, like I don't know. I have mixed feelings about the interview personally because like I said, I'm a Nas fan. I don't really like to hear these negative things about him, but I mean, it just sounded like it could be realistic. So what else about their relationship? Well, she said that she felt like he was a soulmate, and it could be partially due to her having Mars in Cancer. It's at 8 degrees. And this chart doesn't show the South Node, but his South Node is in Cancer at 4 degrees. So this is, you know, he could have been her husband or a boyfriend or a lover or something in a past life. And then when they got together again, they had a really intense, like very passionate relationship. I used to hear some stories back then, okay, about the stuff that went on, you know, very passionate relationship. Okay. So that could be bringing it about. And also just in general, Jupiter and Scorpio, I mean, it's not exactly conjunct his Venus right now, but it's still Jupiter in the sign of his Venus, blowing things up, going back, which is retrograde, over, you know, the sign of his Venus, which is women, which is his relationships with women. So it could be exposing those things. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, with their synastry, I mean, he has an Aries moon. She has a Leo stellium. So that's typically pretty good. You know, fire and fire together, they understand each other. And his Aries moon, we don't know the degree, but it could have really like ignited her her Leo stuff in a really like positive and passionate way. What else with their synastry? Let's see. She has a North Node in Virgo. His excuse me, his sun in Virgo doesn't sorry, doesn't hold on, sorry. Okay, sorry. His sun in Virgo doesn't touch her her North Node by degree, but by sign it does. So that could also be like, you know, kind of like when you get with people, when you're around people that are in the sign of your North Node, you could feel very inspired by them. So she probably saw him, with it being his son, as an inspiration, as a guiding light in some sort of way in her life. But excuse me. Yeah, that is their relationship. Or anything else that you guys see that's interesting, let me know. But yeah, it's unfortunate what's going on. This battle, I think it's being brought about totally because they have planets in cardinal signs. She's got Pluto and Mars in a cardinal sign. And he's got his North Node, South Node, Saturn, his moon, his Mercury and his Pluto, all in cardinal signs, and all this stuff happening in Aries, happening in Capricorn, really just bringing it out. You know, a lot of people, a lot of these famous people that are under fire or under scrutiny right now, they all have this cardinal energy in their charts, and these intense planetary configurations are definitely bringing it out. And also, I think maybe Nas seems kind of Capricorn to me because he has the South Node conjunct Saturn, and he has his North Node in Capricorn. Just looking at him, like, he just looks very Capricorn, right? Like, he's got the businessman look now, you know, the mogul look. And I don't know, he just seems very Capricorn. This could be why, if he's not a Cappy rising or anything like that. If he is a Capricorn rising, though, Mars and Pluto conjunct in his first house could definitely mean somebody is under the attack hardcore. Okay. So that's all I have to say about that in my Forrest Gump voice. Hold on. Is this thing on? Yes, it still is. Okay. So that's all I have to say, guys. It's very intense. As far as how it turns out, we don't know. The full moon in Scorpio is going to be on Nas's Venus. So that could also be bringing things about too. A full moon conjunct one of your personal planets and whatever it rules can show like some really hardcore heavy stuff happening as well. So anyway, that's it, guys. That's it for this week. I hope you guys have a great weekend. I hope you guys have a great full moon in Scorpio. And yeah, excuse me. Oh my gosh. I hope you guys have a great week coming up, because this is from one week to the next that we cover. So I should be here next week as well. It is my birthday week. My birthday is on the 30th. So it's right after the full moon, you guys. So I'm like, ooh, I don't need any crazy full moon stuff. So if I'm not here, it could be, I don't know, maybe I'm doing some birthday celebrations or something, some solar return stuff. Oh, so my solar return chart has a Scorpio ascendant, which is my natal ascendant, Moon and Jupiter in the first house. Let me know what you guys think about that if you know solar return charts. I'm like, does that mean I'm going to be gaining more weight and stuff? I mean, I don't know how I feel about that. I'd be cool with it either way, okay? But anyhow, thank you guys. I will see you hopefully next week, and enjoy this full moon. Don't forget to hit me up for a reading. Don't forget to sign up for the webinar that happens in a little over a week as well. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time I'm on. All right. Peace out.